All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Jay coming back again with another stream. Tonight we're getting into your Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals 2023, 2024. There we go. Season predictions, schedule, roster updates, all that fun stuff. Before we get started, make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up. It is, of course, much appreciated. I do thank you all for the support and rocking with us here as we prepare for preseason. 31 days of football. This is day 2. Tonight we're going to be covering the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, shout out to the Wrench Gang. Shout out to the family, all the listeners, all the watchers. I first want to get into this stating the obvious. All right, I know you guys want to go down the path of talking about the Bills and how they lost. We're gonna do that. We're gonna address all of it. But just, take it easy. All right? There's a lot of pain behind that for more than just one reason. But we'll get to all that fun stuff. Shout out to Rebecca. What's going on with you, Rebecca? Shout out to you. Thank you for being here tonight. I asked the question, will the Bengals have a rough start to the season? And 70% of you guys said no. So very interesting start to the poll. We'll obviously see how that goes once we get towards the end of the stream. But hey, I think that they will. A lot of different changes, a lot of different things happen within this season, or that's going to come up within the season. So I definitely feel like there's going to be a slow start for the Bengals. I don't feel like that offensive line has really made too much of a difference, but we shall see. Now, getting into the Bengals in general, let me just turn this down here. Bengals narrowly missed out on a second consecutive Super Bowl appearance during the 2022 NFL campaign, finishing the regular season with a 12-4 record. However, this year, the loaded roster returns with their sights set on the championship trophy once again. Last season, the Bengals got off to a slow start, going 5-4 heading into their bye week, which was week 10. After making some coaching adjustments, they went on a winning streak, securing victories in 7 consecutive games, including playoff wins against the Ravens, the Bills. But they did fall short in a close game against the Chiefs, lost by 3 points for the trip to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow obviously faced significant issues with taking sacks. The offensive line proved to be problematic. However, he has worked on improving his release and should show progress this season. Now, we all know that Joe Burrow is generational talent at this point. He's came in, he's proved that he's able to ball. He's a good leader, great decision maker. With that said, is that offensive line going to basically help him and give him the time that he needs in that pocket to pass that ball, to read the defense, to make the plays that he needs to get those Bengals over the hump? So, breaking down Mr. Burrow. See here, obviously, quarterback for the team. Excellent leadership skills, strong arm, good decision making. He's going to continue to lead the offense, contribute to the team's success. Last season, he threw for 4,475 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He finished 10th in the league with a 58.7 quarterback rating. Backing up Burrow is going to be journeyman Trevor Siemian. How many times have you heard that name called? And third stringer Jake Browning, which is really interesting because Browning, he was a 4-star recruit from Folsom, California. He holds the national high school record for touchdowns at 229, which is really interesting. Played for the Washington Huskies in college, where he won the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, received first-team All-Pac-12 honors. Thinkers like, Jay, why are you talking about Jake Browning? He's a third stringer, he's not going to do anything. Well, he went to the Vikings, right? And people thought he was going to do something there. Well, he went to the practice squad, got released. Now he's basically kind of in the same situation with the Bengals. If something were to happen to Joe Burrow, Trevor Siemian, then obviously we would see Jake Browning. But I do feel like he may get some reps. We'll see. We shall see. Obviously at running back, Joe Mixon. Mixon's versatile running back, known for his speed, agility, and receiving skills. He's going to contribute both in the running game and as a receiving option out in the backfield. Last season, he recorded 210 carries, 814 yards, 7 touchdowns. He averaged 3.9 yards per carry. Behind Joe Mixon is going to be Chase Brown. He's going to provide depth at the running back position and will serve as a reliable backup, obviously, if Mixon needs him to. For your wide receivers, Jamar Chase. Actually, Jamar, don't disrespect Patrick Mahomes Chase. If you don't know about that, Jamar Chase had some stuff to say about Patrick Mahomes, even though he's been the Super Bowl champion. But, hey, you know how that goes. Good camaraderie. All right. Chase, talented receiver, excels in stretching the field with his speed and making contested catches. He will be a primary target for the quarterback and contribute significantly to the passing game. Last season, he had 87 receptions for 1,046 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaged 12 yards per catch. On side of him, T. Higgins. Higgins is a reliable receiver as well, good size and hands, capable of being a possession receiver and reliable target for Burrow. He finished last season with 74 receptions, 1,029 yards, 7 touchdowns, and averaged 13.9 yards per catch. Shout out to Rebecca. Says Burrows with this great kazoo helmet. You guys remember who was it? Peyton Manning. He had to have that special helmet for his head because his forehead was super big. Gramsler, what up, man? Says, hey, Jay, this isn't about the Bengals, but where do you think D-Hop is going? I don't know. I thought the Patriots would pick him up, but hey, Bill Belichick isn't really looking like the mastermind that he used to be. I would have picked him up if I was Mr. Belichick to add to that offensive situation that the Patriots have right now because they're in shambles. So, Teddy says, Rams game, Packers game, big games at home, must wins. Yes, we're going to get to the schedule soon. There are a bunch of must wins for the Bengals. Continue on for the wide receivers. Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, versatile receiver who can line up in the slot, create mismatches. He is a reliable target and contribute to both short yardage and immediate passing situations. Charlie Jones, he's going to provide depth at the wide receiver position as well, and he will contribute as a rotational player. Next up is going to be Irv Smith for your tight ends. Smith is a dynamic tight end who can stretch the field. He'll create mismatches against linebackers and safeties. He's joined the Bengals from the Vikings, which he sat behind Adam Thielen, which Adam Thielen was a beast, if you guys remember him. He's getting actually older, so now I think he's with the Panthers, I think. Yeah, I think he's with the Panthers now. But, yeah, you've got Irv Smith Jr. now. He's expected to emerge as a threat. His name will be frequently called in rotation. Behind Irv Smith Jr. is going to be Drew Sample. He's going to provide depth at tight end position, and he's going to contribute as a blocker and as a short yardage receiving option. Shout out to Rebecca. Says, betting better than getting his bell rung now. Is the punt returner still Taylor? Punt return. Trent Taylor. Yes, it is. You're getting ahead of me, Teddy. Let me cook. Right? Let me chef it up. I got you. Let me get to all that. I got it all on the list here for you. I took my notes. I did my research. Let your boy Jay cook. I got it. All right. Offensive line. These are the people who need to help Joe Burrow get some time there in the pocket. These are the guys that need to basically create those running lanes as well for Joe Mixon and company. Orlando Brown Jr., Cordell Volson, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, and Jonah Williams. Ted Karras is obviously the center. Cordell Volson's your left guard. Orlando Brown's your left tackle. Jonah Williams is the right tackle. And Alex Kappa is your right guard. Obviously, offensive line is very crucial for protecting Joe Burrow, creating those running lanes, like I said. They're going to contribute to the team's success by providing solid pass protection this year, hopefully, and opening up those holes that they so desperately need to get that run game going. On your defensive line, you're going to have Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, BJ Hill, Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, they're going to play a big critical role as far as stopping the run, which they had some issues with last year. But they did, I'm not going to sit here and deny the Bengals defense. They did great. They obviously did wonderful because They got to the AFC Championship. So I think if they keep that same kind of energy going, obviously just making some adjustments here and there, they're definitely still going to be the force to be reckoned with that they were last year. But you're going to have Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Akeem Davis Gaither, who's a baller. Getting over to your cornerbacks, Chidobe Awuzie. I hate saying his last name. DJ Turner the second. Obviously, this guy is going to be responsible for covering the opposing wide receivers and preventing big plays. You're going to need these guys out there with that speed, breaking up passes, and all that good stuff. For your safeties, Nick Scott, Dax Hill. Obviously, your kicker, Evan McPherson. Punter is going to be Drew Chrisman. Punt return, Trent Taylor. Kick return, Charlie Jones. And then Cal Adamitis. And that is going to be your Bengals roster. As of right now, obviously, these could change as we go on, especially before week 1. There's going to be some adjustments and things like that. So this is basically what we have for right now, right? This is almost what we think it's going to be. Shout out to Timo, says you pronounced the AFC North champions wrong. Listen, all right, we know who won. I already said that. Timo, you can't come in here late and saying stuff like that just because the Chiefs won, all right? You need to be here so you know that I already said that. I already gave the Chiefs their praise, sir. But we're going to go ahead and keep moving. Shout out to Unknown 5461. What up, yo? What's going on with you? Timo, we got the Bengals today, man. We got the Bengals today. This is day 2 of 31 days of football. Bengals today. Tomorrow is going to be the Bills. And then the 4th will be the Broncos. So if you have not already, make sure you guys subscribe. Lock it in. We're doing 31 days. I'm covering each team every night for about an hour. And we're going to break down the roster, schedule, all that fun stuff. And so, yeah, make sure you guys lock it in. Smash that like, that thumbs up. All right. Shout out to Bob. Says Timo knows the vineyards. What's up, Immortal? All right. Getting into the schedule. Strong schedule for the Bengals. Week 1, they're going against the Browns. Now, the Bengals lost to the Browns in week 8 of last season. 32-13, but they actually beat them later in the year 23-10. So I'm thinking this will continue on. Week 1, Cincinnati Bengals, Browns. I'm going to go ahead and actually go with the Bengals for week 1. I think they come in there, take care of business, get off to a strong start. Week 2 is going to be the Bengals versus the Ravens. The Bengals also lost to the Ravens in week 2 last season, but defeated them later in the season, 27-16. They also beat them in the playoffs. Hey, you could say it would have been different if Lamar Jackson was in and Huntley wasn't playing. It may have been, but we know what is, not what could have been. And the fact is the Bengals beat them. So this is going to be very interesting. I'd say this is a must-win game for the Bengals. Obviously, if you're trying to continue on to have a great season, because it gets kind of difficult as we progress. But I'm going to go ahead and give the Ravens this one. I think that duo with Lamar Jackson coming back, getting paid the money that he so worked hard for and deserved to get. And also you're going to have Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. trying to prove a point this year as well. So I think the Ravens are going to put up some good numbers and play a good game. I'm going to go with Ravens for week 2. Week 3, it's going to be Bengals versus the Chargers. Burrow versus Justin. I think this is going to be a good one as well. Probably going to go Chargers on this one. I definitely expect a lot as far as Herbert this year. He's going to be looking to prove upon already what he has over the last couple years. Shout out to Kian. What's up, man? What's going on with you? Rebecca says, yay for the Bills. Text 713 in the house. What's up, man? Immortal, can y'all play Purple Rain tomorrow? Yeah, we could do that. Well, I have to find a different version. Y'all know how YouTube works with the music and the copyrights and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go Chargers for week 3. Week 4, Bengals at Titans. I'm going Bengals. Week 5, Bengals at the Cardinals. Taking the Bengals. Week 6, Bengals and the Seahawks. I'm going to take Bengals there again. Bengals at 49ers. I do think this is going to be a very interesting one, without a doubt. Both teams great at quarterback, solid set of receivers, excellent defense. I'm going to lean towards the 49ers on this one. Week 9, Bengals versus the Bills. Payback is something. You already know what I want to say, but payback is something. And week 9, yes, I'm excited for it. I want to see this. And this is actually a Sunday night football game. Yeah. Y'all are at home. We gonna have to get some get back. We're going to have to pay y'all back at home. So I'm going my Bills. You know, Bills Mafia, we on deck. Week 10, Bengals versus the Texans. I'm going to go Bengals there. Week 11, Bengals versus the Ravens. This will be the rematch. This will be questionable, obviously, if the Bengals do lose and the Ravens win. They're going to come back, try to reassess the situation, figure out the issues that they had in that first game. Most likely will take this one. And keep in mind, these games past week 12 are going to be very intense for playoff implications. So I'm thinking that the Bengals are going to take that one. Week 12, Steelers. I'm going to take the Bengals there. Jags and Bengals week 13. This is a really interesting one. Trevor Lawrence, can't sleep on him. You cannot sleep on Trevor Lawrence. But I think the Bengals are going to take that one. Colts. Sorry, Lutza. I just don't see how the Colts are going to have a chance, especially this late in the season, against the Bengals. Going to take them there. Vikings against Bengals. I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to go against the grain here. I know some people are like, what are you talking about? I think it's going to be a high-scoring game there for two reasons. Both high-power offenses. And from what we've seen from the Vikings last year, I'm expecting them to show up a lot more. So I'm going to take the Vikings there. The Steelers, this will be a second game that the Bengals will – second time that the Bengals will play against the Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and take them again. Bengals versus the Chiefs, week 17. As much as I hate to say it, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to go ahead and put on another show and beat the Bengals again. And then obviously week 18 will be Bengals versus Browns. I do think maybe Deshaun Watson will come up with some kind of a plan, and that defense will make some adjustments. And they may beat him at the end of the season. We shall see. Immortal says, Jay, y'all got the Chargers winning a lot this season. I do. I have the Chargers winning a lot this season because they've been one of the most slept-on teams in the league. Right? I think people forget about Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Slater, all those guys over there that are very talented. It's just a difference of coaching and as far as what's going to happen in their schedule. We'll obviously get to the Chargers, I think, in the next few days here, but that'll be something that we address and discuss as well. So, obviously, the Bengals are going to face a mix of divisional opponents and teams for other divisions throughout the season. Each game is going to present a unique challenge, and the Bengals will need to perform well in order to secure victories and potentially clinch that playoff spot. From what I see in their schedule, I'll be honest, it doesn't look too crazy. They're going to have some tough battles, and the key thing for me, or the X factor, is always obviously going to be that. Shout out to Timo. It's going to be that offensive line. Whether or not Joe Burrow is going to have enough time to actually sit back there, make the plays that they need to, be able to throw that ball, work on his deep ball, and not take as many sacks, because that was the biggest thing, right? They had that slow start last year, which, they were able to recover from, but there's a lot of different things happening. There's a lot of different shakeups, right? You've got new players, new star players, new talent, and I don't think that they're gonna have it easy in the first half. I think they'll have a rough start to the season, but we'll see. We shall see. Myrtle says they need the chemistry. Teddy says Rams week 3. Did I skip one? Wait a minute. Oh, I did. Shout out to you, Teddy. It's my fault, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so used to yeah, okay. That's actually going to be the Rams. So, scratch that. Go ahead and give that to the Bengals. Shout out to Teddy for coming through. He's like, "Yeah, that's the Rams, my guy. They're not gonna win." Yeah, so week 3 is going to be against the Rams. I apologize. Shout out to you. I don't know why I had that down for the Chargers, but hey, I fix it. I'm reading off a different set of notes here, so that's probably why I wasn't able to catch it. So, week 3, Bengals. There you go. It's all fixed. Shout out to Teddy. Timo says Bengals going to come in like an absolute juggernaut with Joe Primetime Burrow and make quick work of any and all competition. Listen, I feel like we had the same kind of conversation last year, right? We were like, oh, yeah, Joe Burrow's going to come out ready to go. He's getting sacked left and right. They had a rough start. It wasn't until their bye week until they made adjustments. I'm not saying that's the same thing that's going to happen this year, but I just don't think they're going to come out as strong as we would like them to, in a sense, if that makes sense. It's going to be a fight, without a doubt. You've got a lot of people looking to make a name, looking to improve on, their legacy and everything that they're trying to achieve. And I think we're going to be surprised this year. I think we're going to be surprised this year by a lot as far as what happens in the season from all the teams, not just from the Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, all those home names that we know. Timo says only to get shafted in the playoffs. I've been saying I have no idea why they didn't draft any O-line. Listen, I feel like they have a solid offense. We've seen that last year. They were able to utilize each player the way that they needed to, whether it be Joe Mixon, whether it be Tyler Boyd. I think each receiver had close to 1,000 yards. Let me just make sure here. Let me just side note, thank you. Jamar Chase had 87 receptions, 1,046 yards, 9 touchdowns. Let's see here. Trying to go back through our. Come on. All right, T. Higgins. So Jamar Chase had over 1,000. T. Higgins had over 1,000, and Tyler Boyd had 762. So their offense is clicking, right? The offensive line had their issues. They made some adjustments, but yeah, they definitely should have fixed some things there. Now the defense, obviously, we're looking at Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, and we'll just pull these up here. Look at these stats. So Sam Hubbard had 34 solo tackles, 6.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, which, I mean, not too bad. DJ Reader had 18 solo, 1 forced fumble, no sacks. BJ Hill had 30 solo, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble. And Trey Henderson had 22, 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. So a lot of, obviously, the Bengals winning is, from their offense, right? I can't say there's too many games. I mean, we can mention a few, and I'm not going to talk about what happened with the Bills, but we can mention a few games where their defense really stood out and they shut things down and put themselves in a situation to win. Shout out to you, Patty. What's going on with you, Patty Hassett? Also, shout out to the other Patty as well. Shout out to Jeff. What's up, Jeff? What's going on with you, man? How you doing tonight? Good to see you as well. We're getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. We're at day 2 of 31 days of football as we prepare for the preseason here. We only got a month left. Are you guys excited? I hope that you are, because I am ready for football to be back and definitely excited. Timo says they have to outscore with sheer offense. I mean, that's, think about it. If your defense isn't working, then you got to use your offense, right? It's kind of the same thing with basketball, right? Your defense is terrible, so you just hope to outshoot the other team. Just got to score more points, right? Doesn't matter if you win by, 1. It could be 33-32 as long as you win. But hey, shout out to Wildstar. What's up, man? Wildstar in the house. Rashawn, what's up, man? What's going on with you? Text 713. I'm so ready. Listen. That's why I started this 31 or 32 and 31 days, because I wanted to obviously build the hype, get ready for football with you guys, and share our thoughts, our predictions, and all that good stuff as we prepare for the season. It says, who they? Cincinnati Tecmo Bowl defense. Shout out to my Tecmo Bowl players, yo. Where y'all at? I haven't played Tecmo Bowl in so long. Take me back to the Nintendo days, yo. With that said, tomorrow it's going to be the Bills Mafia. Where you at? I'm going all out. So if you Bills Mafia, rock with your boy. I'm throwing on a jersey. I'm throwing on a hat. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to Patty Hassett coming through with the $5 super chat. Thanks a lot, Patty. Thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you for the support. It is much appreciated. Darian Wilson says, I think the Bengals are going to lose to my Steelers. Listen, I want to see Kenny Pickett do something great. He's got the tools over there. He's got a great coach. Whether or not he's able to specifically come out and utilize those tools and show that talent, that's the only thing in question. We shall see. Shout out to Text 713 also coming through with the $4.99 super chat. $4.99 donation. Thanks a lot, Text 713. Thank you for the support as well, my friend. All right. So now, specifically as for, I want to get back into the schedule before I was veered off. So obviously week 1 through week 18, when we look at the schedule and what's being offered for the Bengals, they have a mix. It's not easy. It's not too difficult, but it definitely puts them in a position to have a good record. I mean, the Browns, the Ravens, the Rams, not the Chargers, the Titans, Cardinals, which I can't wait till we get to the Cardinals discussion because there's so much wrong with that team. Seahawks, Geno Smith actually surprised me last year, but I still think he has a lot of work to do as far as with the chemistry and what they got going over there with their run game and Metcalf and all that kind of stuff. 49ers, definitely a force to be reckoned with. Quarterback is the biggest issue that they have. Everything else they have is wonderful. The quarterback is really the only thing that needs to be figured out over there. Bills, you already know what we got to do. Houston Texans, I mean, I'm really not trying to write anybody off, but there's certain teams that you just know the writing's on the wall. Baltimore Ravens again, Steelers, Jaguars. I'm looking to see them actually do something amazing, hopefully next year. Colts, rebuilding. Vikings, Steelers again, Chiefs, Super Bowl champions, and then the Browns. Like I said, it's not too difficult for these Bengals to have a winning season and then obviously head on to the postseason. So Immortal says y'all going with Arizona going 0-17. Listen, I had this issue yesterday. I didn't know if I wanted to put the Cardinals or the Panthers as the new bad Detroit Lions. Like, I don't know which team. It's either the Cardinals or maybe can I put the Texans in there? Cardinals, Texans, Panthers. Maybe they're all the new old Detroit Lions. Maybe all of them, because I just don't see how they're going to have any kind of real winning record this season. There's a lot of trouble and a lot of help needed. But shout out to the Detroit Lions, and I can't wait till we discuss them because I really feel like we're going to be pleasantly surprised by those Lions in this upcoming season. Rashawn says, I think the Bills have a tough schedule this year. Listen, we're going to cover that tomorrow. It's going to be a great conversation. I will be in full Bills Mafia uniform, ready to go tomorrow to have that conversation with you guys. And I hope that each and every one of you are here for it. So Timo says Arizona will be lucky if they're running the right way on the field. Listen, do you remember when Kyler Murray came out and there was so much hype around this guy and he's getting paid tons of money? I remember when someone dropped an article in regards to him playing like Call of Duty and how he was like on that all the time. Which, hey, do what you do. Play games, if that's what you want to do in your off time. But the big issue that he had was the man wasn't reading the playbook. So then they said, all right, we're going to restructure your contract, but we're going to put in the contract clause that you have to do your homework. You have to go read that playbook. Yeah. So, hey, if your quarterback's not reading the playbook and they're getting paid millions of dollars to do so, and you're not winning, well, maybe they're spending too much time playing Call of Duty. But I digress. Like I said, we're going to break down those Cardinals. We're going to break down each team. We're going to make it fun. We're going to have a good time as we prepare for the preseason. This is day 2 of 31 days of football. Getting back over to the polls, what do we got? 28 votes. Will the Bengals have a rough start to the season? 64% of you guys say no. I'm going against the grain. I think they will, but we shall see. Text 713 says, do they have a playbook? Nah, they just go out there on the field and they're like, you know what? Let's just try this. See if it works. We'll see. We'll try a running play, then we'll try a passing play, and we'll see how the defense reacts to it, and then we'll just try something different. Shout out to My Opinion. What's up, man? It says long time, almost football again, and I'm back. Yeah, we're getting ready. We're getting ready. That's why I'm doing this 32 and 31 days of football. We're going to cover all 32 teams in 31 days for the month of July as we prepare for football season. So, long off season, but here we go. Yeah, it's been we got through basketball and college, both really. So basketball, college, and now we're getting back to where the heart of the game is. I don't think any other sport, maybe besides soccer, gets the attention that football does. So I'm excited. I'm ready. And I'm looking forward to sharing this time with you guys as well. HotDog4789 says, what do you think the score for the 49ers-Bengals game is going to be? You know what? I'll be honest. Week 8, obviously, I'm thinking that both teams are going to have some kind of balance with their defense and offense. They both should be playing great by that point and have things figured out as far as, tape and all that kind of stuff. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I may have to go, like I said, 49ers, something like, I don't know, 17-14, 3-point game, something like that. So, yeah. Shout out to Darian, says, let's go Ohio State Buckeyes. Packers are Rogerless. Anything is possible. Listen, I talked about the Bears and the Packers week 1 yesterday. And here's the thing. When you look at Jordan Love and what he's trying to do, Justin Fields, what he's trying to do, that's going to be a crazy game. They're both trying to prove something. They're both trying to give their team, build that chemistry, show their respective fan bases that they're here to ball. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a year to watch. Darian, what up, man? What's going on with you, bro? All right. So that is going to be it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to thank all you guys for checking in with us. Obviously, the Wrench Gang, obviously, the family. I want to thank you all for the donations as well. Tomorrow will be Bills Mafia. Obviously, show up with your Bills gear on. We're going to have a good time. And, yeah, as we prepare for preseason, this is day 2 of 31 days of football. Tomorrow's going to be the Bills. I'm excited. Get my Bills Mafia family members back on the stream before we get started. We got a lot to talk about. Some stuff that I'm really upset about. Some stuff that needs to be addressed. Issues with Stephon Diggs and, how he's been reacting. All that kind of stuff. We'll get into that tomorrow. But with that said, finishing off with the Bengals here. I don't think they're going to have a strong start to the season, but once again, they're going to finish strong. They'll head to the postseason. From that point, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, shout out to you guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all tomorrow for the Bills 23-24 season predictions, roster updates, top stars, and more. Mortal says, get that Bills lid on. I got you. You already know. Shout out to you guys. Mary Jo in the house. Shout out to you, Mary Jo. Good to see you as well. Can't wait. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Everyone have a good night.